So I just finished watching the latest batch of Stranger Things episodes, and yeah, I've got a problem. I've got a big problem. This video is going to contain slight spoilers. I'm not going to get into them too much, but just be wary if you're planning on watching them. My big problem is the villains, Vecna, and I am going to include the military in this. The doctor, I don't even know her name, but they're falling flat. They are falling flat big time. We'll touch on the military a wee bit because they're not as big an issue as Vecna, but the military are useless. Like, they just don't have a presence in the show. They're trying to factor them in somehow, but it's just not working. Like, there's no real. They've tried to establish two of the main military people as the bad people, but they're just not in the show enough. You've not had enough time with them to really, like, I don't know, just have that dislike for them. And especially the last three episodes, they've just been almost shoehorned in. Just be like, we need to do something with the military. They guard stuff so poorly. They don't learn from what's happened before. They still think that bullets can affect the monsters that come out, and they are just underwhelming. And speaking of underwhelming, we're getting to Vecna. So I thought, season before this, they had done a great job of establishing just how powerful Vecna was, how much of a challenge he was going to face, was going to be to the protagonist, and really interesting kind of backstory. He's useless in this as well. Like, he has, the only thing he has succeeded in doing is kidnapping a bunch of kids and being slightly creepy. Like, they have foiled so many of his plans at this point. The only one that they didn't was he managed to get Holly and then the kids. But you just feel like he should have done more at this point. Like, all the characters have plot armor, and we just needed, like, obviously characters dying is a big thing, but I just feel like we needed something in that first batch to remind us of what he is capable of. And you could have still had Will's big moment where he became the sorcerer, but I think maybe something before that to kind of almost kick that into gear, like one of the characters dying. But it just feels like he's getting towards his plan of spoiler, merging the two worlds into his world and Earth together. But it's almost like he's falling upwards. Like, he's and especially in the recent three episodes, he's let Max get away. He almost let Holly get away. He went after Max in the real world. She got away, and again, it just feels like he's not much of a threat. And yeah, it's just like we're preparing for the final battle, and I am still interested to see how they're going to win. But yeah, and again, I think it comes back to the show being away for so long. Like, it just they have moments in here where you're supposed to feel something, like Nancy and Jonathan dying on the table of wax, and I thought that was actually quite a cool scene. Like, the kind of set design and the melting of the environment was quite interesting. But there was a big emotional scene, and it was just like, yeah, I don't really have the, like, if this had been maybe a year or a year and a bit ago, like, I would add more kind of, there would have been more significance emotionally for me. But I was just like, yeah, I just don't have the same bond that I did with the characters. Dustin and Steve have a big fight, and I just, what it is reminding me of, and it's probably end up how I'll look back at the series, is it's similar to Harry Potter for me, in that the first four films for me are like timeless. Like, I absolutely love them. Just could watch them at any time. It gets more difficult for me to watch it as it goes up, because it gets more serious. It loses that kind of charm that we've had, and I think Stranger Things is the same. It's lost that kind of charm that drew me towards it. It's got very serious. They try to sneak in bits of humour, but like Dustin and Steve, for example, their relationship is so serious, and I do get it. I do understand why, but it's went on for too long. Like, we want to get back to that, and I think they are going to get back to that kind of duo of like kind of playing off, like buddy cop, like playing off each other. But we're into the final episode now, and it's like maybe a bit too late. So I just like, it's a well-made show in terms of the effects, in terms of the set. It's big budget, looks great. I just think they've went, so the start of the season, this was the story, and we've gradually brought it in, but it doesn't feel like enough. It still feel like there's a lot of kind of there's just so many characters, and probably could have trimmed some down. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like the cast is so big. There's so many different stories going on, and it's a lot. Like, you've got the Nancy and Jonathan, which actually they might have tied that up. Steve and Dustin, then you've got Elle, Will, like they're going through things. You've got the new sister coming in, like 12. There's just a lot. Hopper. It's just, there's so many characters, and look, I knew like to follow the hype of the final season of anything, it was always going to be bumpy, and I don't think they're quite sticking the landing for me in terms of what I like about the show. But I'm interested to see where it goes. I will make a final kind of review, I guess is what, a judgment, we'll call it a judgment on it. But yeah, I watched them, literally just spent all of today watching it, and the 3 episodes that got released, and was just like, yeah, I'm just not enjoying it as much. And I think that is coming down to, as I spent a large part of the video talking about, the villains. There's just no antagonists who I can really, like, I think back to like my Game of Thrones. You had Joffrey for season after season, but just such a pivotal role, a pivotal character. You saw his powers in there and affecting the actual kind of narrative, whereas it's just, I'm not saying that Vector's powers aren't obviously affecting the narrative, but he's just not getting what he wants because he's failing. Like, he's failed in a few different attempts now throughout this season, and it just feels like very lackluster. Like, when he came out and took out the whole military and like everyone, you're like, here he is. Where's this Vecna been? And you've not seen it again, because he gets his minions to do it, who clearly can't do it. Like, do it yourself. There's no reason for him not to be going in. I don't know. Maybe I missed that. But yeah, it's been an interesting ride, Stranger Things. I will definitely appreciate the earlier seasons more, but I am glad to see it coming to an end. I no doubt there'll be a spin-off at some point. I guarantee it. It's too lucrative not to. But yeah, that's just my opinion on what's been happening in Stranger Things. Do you agree with me? Do you agree that the show's kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say, it's not like it's fell off a cliff or anything. It's just, I think it's not lived up to the hype. I think they've lost a lot of stuff in the sauce, which is kind of taken away from, I think they should have focused a lot more on Vecna and just let him kill someone, for goodness sake. Oh, just, he's had so many opportunities and not taken it. And you're just like, come on. Like, you're supposed to be this all-powerful bad guy. Take out someone. Like, take out someone. Just, I was going to say it could be Robin, but I actually like Robin as one of the characters. But there, take out Robin's girlfriend. Like, take out someone. Anyway, do you agree? Do you think Vecna is a bit of a letdown as a villain? Or do you think he's lived up to the hype? I look forward to hearing your opinions down in the comments below. And what have you thought of Stranger Things as a whole with this final season? Do you think they're nailing the landing, or like I'm kind of feeling a little bit bumpy on the descent? But anyway, that's all that I want to say on it. And with all that being said, all that's left to say is any thoughts, comments, general hostile remarks, leave them below. Thank you very much. Bye bye.